How much passive income should you make from every single rental property that you buy? Now, there's a lot of different things out there, but I'm going to tell you what has made me wealthy, and I'll give you the minimum. I'll quickly jump right into it. I'm not going to, hold it back. $250 or more in passive income from every single property. Now, I know you might be thinking so many thoughts like, how do you find those properties that are like, that's crazy, how do you get that? What about expenses? What about, capital expenses or reserve funds or vacancy factor? I'll get into all that in just a second. Now, what I love to do is I love to buy properties that make me $250 or more. Now, there's a lot of different trains of thoughts. In fact, I've talked to many real estate investors who would say, as long as I'm getting $100 in passive income every single month, that's going to work out well for me. I don't think that's nearly enough, and I'll get into it just a second. And I want to show you how to invest in real estate, how to find these properties, how to make sure you have money to buy it, how it runs on itself, and how you can be successfully unemployed with this rental properties. Get my free course. Click on the link below, masterpassiveincome.com/free course. I'll show you how to do all that stuff. Running the numbers, finding the properties, making it automatic. I'll show you how to do that. Now, this video, I'm showing you why you want a minimum of $250 or more in passive income. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I got so many great things for you. Now, if you are only making $100 a month in passive income, $100 a month in passive income is only $1,200 a year. Now, let's say you have something pretty bad go wrong inside of your property, just one property. Let's say the roof goes out. Well, that's a $5,000 hit. That's a lot of money, especially if you're only making $100 a month. That's only $1,200. Now, you do put in reserves, capital expenses, and repairs. You save for that, which is part of our expenses, which I'll get into in just a second. You're also saving for that. But I feed my family with my passive income. Like, this is how we live. I don't have another job. This is what I do. I'm an investor. And so if there's a $5,000 hit, I feel so much better when I have a $3,000 a year in passive income from every single property, because that's the minimum. $1,200 is not enough. Let's say if you're only making $1,200 before you buy the property. On paper, add up all your expenses. You're going to have things like your mortgage, your property manager, your taxes, your insurance, if you have any fees from the city, things like that, but you don't want to miss out on capital expenses, like if you have to replace and repair something, or general maintenance and repairs, you want to account for that as well. You also want to account for vacancy factor. That vacancy factor is basically if it's not rented in that month or the entire year, like 1 month out of the entire year, then you have to account for that because that's loss of rents. Instead of having 12 months of collected rents, you only have 11. So you got to account for that. We account for every single one of those expenses at Master Passive Income, and then we make $250 a month. Now, if you're only making $100 a month, that's only $1,200 a year, like I said. If you're making $250 a month in passive income, that is $3,000 a year. Now, that's passive income. That's on top of paying every single expense that you have out there. Now, we also put all that money in reserves. If we have capital expenses and repairs, we save up that money. Now, what you might be thinking is, where do you find properties that can make you the $250 a month in passive income? And right now, like literally right now, it's a seller's market, meaning prices keep going up and up and up. Well, I will tell you, if you buy in certain areas of the country, and we love here at Master Passive Income to invest out of state, thousands of miles away from us, so we can buy good properties. Now, where I actually love to invest is the Midwest, down in the Carolinas, down in Florida. There's certain cities that are fantastic, certain states are fantastic. In fact, I have a video where I literally walk you through great areas to invest. Check the description below for the areas that you should be looking to invest, where my students are currently investing. Now, when you're thinking of, how do I find a property that's going to make me $250 a month in passive income? Well, there are great areas that you buy houses for $40,000 or $50,000 or $60,000 and still rent it for $800 a month. Well, that accounts for all your expenses and your passive income. I'll give you a quick example. Like if you invest in, let's say, Dayton, Ohio. I have students that are investing in Dayton, Ohio. You can find some great properties that are relatively low in price, but they're going to be higher in rents, which is fantastic for you because you account for all your expenses and you make $250 or more in passive income. On top of that, if you're going to be investing like San Francisco or New York City, you're probably not going to get that because Prices are here. Now, here's a big pro tip I'm going to give you that I always utilize when I'm looking at another city, another area to invest. And I also want you, before you invest out of state, I have a whole nother video on how to actually build the business first, like what not to do and what to do. Check out the description below to get that as well. Hopefully I'll remember to put it in there. But what you want to do as you're investing out of state is you want to make sure that you're finding a good city that can actually have a good price to rent ratio. The price to rent ratio basically looks like this. If you're going to buy a house for $300,000 and you're going to make $250 a month in passive income, if you can find a property like that, well, you have $300,000. That's the price of the home versus how much you could rent it for, meaning $300,000, maybe you could rent it for $2,500 a month to try to get that $250 in passive income. Well, you still have $300,000 note or mortgage that you have to pay off, and it's a monthly expense. If you have that not rented for 1 month, well, that's a big mortgage you got to pay, like $1,500, $1,600, $1,800. Now, if you're thinking about lower price point homes, here's a sweet spot. $50,000, maybe even $40,000, $45,000 homes, all the way up to, let's say, $120,000. That's really a good sweet spot to find good properties that you can make $250 or more. I'll give you an example. If you invest in, like I said, Dayton, Ohio, you can probably buy a house for $40,000 and rent it for $800. $850, maybe even $900 a month. And I'm literally not kidding. There's literally properties like this. You may need to put a little bit of money into it, but maybe $5,000, $6,000 at the most, and you're gonna have a great property that rents for $850 a month. So I definitely want you to put this in your, I guess, tool belt or in your brain that if you don't make $250 a month, you're not gonna be weathering the storm. And the biggest thing about having $250 a month is we are padded for problems. Let's say we are getting a mortgage and the interest rates jump up and we don't get the right interest rate and it's higher, so we have more of an expense. Well, that is a padding. The $250 is a buffer so that we do not lose money. Let's say instead of the mortgage, let's say you cannot rent it you thought you were gonna be able to rent it for $1,200 a month. Well, at $1,200 a month, it's not getting rented. You have to lower the rent down to $1,150 or $1,100. That takes out $100. If you were only getting $100 in passive income on paper, there goes your $100 a month and your passive income's gone. You're making zero, which in my business, that is not acceptable. The reason why is this passive income goes to feed my family. This is how we live, is by the passive income. So what you're trying to do is you're buffering your potential problems. Now, here's a big pro tip I'm going to give you. As you're analyzing your numbers, make sure you overestimate your expenses. Let's just say you have a property and you're going to round up. Remember, you're overestimating your expenses to $900, but you're lowering your expected rent from $1,400 down to, let's say, $1,200. Well, there's a huge buffer there that if you actually cannot rent it for $1,400, but you can only rent it for $1,100. That takes a $300 hit. You still have a lot of buffer there. And this is the big thing about having $250 is having that buffer so that you absolutely will be protected, so you'll be making money every single month. Because that's the goal, is having properties that make us passive income where we do not have to worry about working that JOB, that just over broke job. So you guys don't forget to subscribe to this video. I definitely want you guys to subscribe because I'm gonna get you so much great content of real estate investing so you can quit that JOB and successfully unemployed. All right, guys, click on this video, check this one out. I wanna help you guys invest. We'll see you guys in the next one.